Well, it's time now for a look at this Friday's international newspapers with our press reviewer, Florence Vimino. Hello, Florence.
Hi, Lorna.
Right, so lots of papers focusing on those two hostages that were killed in Nigeria during a rescue attempt by British and Nigerian special forces.
That's right. According to Prime Minister David Cameron, they were murdered by their Nigerian captors. Now, they're on the front page of The Guardian. There you see a photo of Chris McManus, who was working for an Italian construction firm when he was captured along with his colleague Franco Lemonnier. They were captured by a group that's calling itself Al Qaeda in the land beyond the Sahel, and it's interesting because this is a new name for terrorist experts. This is, up until now we've heard a lot about other Al Qaeda groups, but not this one. And there's an interesting piece in The Independent by Jerome Taylor that puts this into context. So it says that though this group name is new for terrorist experts, their tactics are depressingly familiar. They're very similar to another group that's Al Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb, which operates in the Sahara, in Niger, in Mali, and in southern Algeria. But this time the two victims were taken in northern Nigeria. Now, he reminds us that Sahel refers to a strip of land where the Sahara meets the savannah, and this new group suggests that Al Qaeda is getting a foothold beyond the Sahara. Now, it's unclear whether or not this group is or not affiliated to Al Qaeda, but regardless of that, the spread of terror into Nigeria could be devastating, according to this piece. Now, there's already another violent Islamist group that we've been hearing a lot about in Nigeria, Boko Haram, it seems like Boko Haram could be working with Al Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb and getting more sophisticated, working together. And if this is the case, then instability from the Western Sahara could spread into Nigeria, and it could be disastrous.
Okay, well, while we're speaking about Al Qaeda, new claims have emerged about the last days of their former leader, Osama bin Laden.
Yes, these claims are far from glamorous. It's an interesting article in The Guardian. Now, this new information comes from an independent investigation into bin Laden's last days. Now, this investigation was carried out by a retired Pakistani brigadier named Shaukat Qadir, and he was allowed to visit the compound where bin Laden was hiding out in Abbottabad, this compound that was cordoned off and very secret for a long time. And his investigation reveals that there was serious drama in the bin Laden household. His eldest wife, a 60-year-old Saudi named Kaira Sabar, wasn't liked by bin Laden's other wives, and in fact, they suspect her of betraying him, which is new information. Now, he tells a story. This investigation tells a story of this his eldest wife. She spent some time in an Iranian jail and made her way back to Abbottabad in 2011, where she disturbed what he calls the relative peace that the bin Laden and his other wives were living in. Now, according to this report, she's the one who turned him in, and this is new information for the whole bin Laden story. Now, there are other interesting there's other interesting information that comes out of this new report. It's a very comprehensive account of bin Laden since he was in Tora Bora. For instance, according to this report, he may have had a kidney transplant in 2002, which could explain why he was able to move around without having to have dialysis on a daily basis. This was something that people were always talking about. Also, he might have been senile, according to this report. He had a degenerative disease, which could explain the final images that we saw of bin Laden, where he was looking at the TV with this kind of childlike fascination.
Wow, it's certainly a fascinating topic as well. And finally, another story. Female students at Cambridge University, we were talking about this a bit earlier, are protesting against the invitation of Dominique Strauss-Kahn as a guest speaker today.
That's right. We saw the French press was talking about this. The international press is as well. We're going to take a look at actually a student paper from Cambridge University. So the former IMF boss has been invited today to address Cambridge University's Union Society. Now, he's supposed to give a speech on the state of the world economy, but just one day after International Women's Day, it's prompted this huge outcry from female students who have called to boycott the event. Now, a women's group there has collected more than 800 signatures calling for Strauss-Kahn to be disinvited. They say that by inviting Strauss-Kahn, Cambridge University is basically legitimizing sexual assault is participating in Strauss-Kahn's rehabilitation. So Strauss-Kahn can expect a cold welcome. He might also have to avoid an awkward encounter with a man named Douglas Wingdor, who's one of the lawyers for Nafissatou Diallo, the New York maid who accused Strauss-Kahn of sexual assault this summer. He's also been invited to Cambridge University, so it might be awkward.
Good old Cambridge University, looking for a few headlines there, I'm sure, and I'm sure we will get them. Thank you very much indeed, Florence Filomeno, for that look at today's international press.